Hello there, my friends, and welcome back to another episode of TA with MK. My name is McKay. In today's episode, or really we should call it a training video, we're going to talk about the Blofin exchange. Now, recently, and actually for almost a year and a half, almost 2 full years, I was using the KUCOIN exchange. I live in the United States, and they started requiring KYC about a year ago, so I had to switch over, and more recently, I've been using the MEXC exchange, which just at the end of last month and the end of June, they also announced they're going to start requiring KYC, so I had to move my funds, or at least some of my funds, over to the Blofin exchange. So I've been using this exchange for about 2, maybe 3 full weeks now. In fact, Blofin even reached out to me and added me to their affiliate program. Those links will be in the description below. They're also running a promotion that ends here in a couple of days. Correction, I actually got that extended for you guys. It's going through July 18th. Make sure you take advantage of that. If you are interested in possibly joining Blofin, use my link in the description. There is a futures bonus. Basically, you just have to sign up, create an account, deposit any sort of money onto their actual exchange, move it to the future section. You don't have to make any trades right away, but they will give you a bonus of $30, which you can then use to maybe practice some smaller trades. So anyway, in today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about the Blofin exchange, kind of a how to use type of video, a little bit about the spot trading section, which is primarily what I've used so far, and of course the futures trading section or the derivatives section as well. Now, if that does sound interesting to you, consider liking and subscribing to the channel, as obviously it helps it to grow. And with all that out of the way, let's talk about Blofin. Now, I won't spend a ton of time talking about how to create an account. I'm guessing most of you that are watching this video have set up accounts on other crypto exchanges. They're all pretty much the same thing as far as how that's done. But just in case you're brand new to crypto and this is literally the first exchange you're ever creating an account for, I do want to touch on it briefly. So obviously we're here at blofin.com. Again, that's blofin.com. I'll leave a link in the description. We're on their homepage. Up here on the top right, you have the option of logging in or signing up. Of course, if you're brand new and you're creating account, you're going to click sign up, and that's going to bring up a new page that says welcome to Blofin. You can sign up through your email or through a phone number. Let's just pretend you're going to use your email, or assume that you'll use your email anyways. So you'll type in your email address here, you will make up a password. Referral code's optional. Obviously, if you decided to use my link in the description, I am forever grateful. And of course, that referral code would already be there based on if you clicked on that link. And then down here, after you create that, you'll have to click here where it says I have read and agreed to the terms and conditions. You'll click this and you'll hit sign up. Once you've submitted that previous page, you're going to be met with a new page that says welcome to Blofin, and it's going to have you enter the verification code that they'll have sent to your email. So of course, you'll need to go to the email that you used to register, find that 6-digit code, and put it in right here. And just like that, bada bing, bada boom, now you're actually at their homepage and you are signed in. And now, of course, you have these different options up here on the top left, some of which we're going to go over in this video. You have where you can buy actual crypto, you have the markets, you have spot and futures, is what we're going to focus on, is both of those. You have copy trading, something we'll make a separate video about. You have earn, and you have more. Over here on the right, you have assets. So if you've uploaded anything to this actual exchange, you can see what you have here. You can click on overview, for example, and it will tell you what kind of equity you have on their account. Of course, I just created this one for the demonstration purposes. Nothing's on here yet. And then you can go back over here, you can see funding, spot. It's just another way to get to a lot of the same things. Now, also keep in mind that often they have different promotions going on. So on the home page, if there is something going on, and usually there is, you can see what it is right here on the screen. It says whatever this Euro thing is, I'm guessing it's to do with soccer. It says predict the winner, share a $600,000 prize pool. Now, granted, I'm not going to go over any of that in this video, but just want you to be aware that they are always running promotions, and you can use the homepage to kind of see what they're running and decide if or not you want to be involved in that. Now, as this is just a quick dive video into the Blofin exchange, we're just going to go over this pretty quick, but up here on the top left, I'm going to click where it says spot. I'm going to briefly cover the spot section of their actual website. So we're greeted with this page that shows Bitcoin up here on the top left. It's the Tether trading pair, which is USDT. You have a chart here, of course, like most exchanges. You have the order book over here with the buy and sell orders, buys being green, red being sells. And then, of course, over here, you have the area where you can create an order. You have market, you have limit, limit. Hopefully this isn't your first ever video on how to use an exchange, but if it is, of course, I will briefly touch kind of on how this works. But down here on the top left, you have any orders that are open, you have your order history if you've placed any orders, and again, you have assets. So if you have placed an order, you've bought a coin or something, it's going to show up under assets, showing you what coin or coins you currently own and how much of that coin. In fact, just for a quick example, we can actually click over here where it says order history, and you'll be able to see a couple of the coins that I've recently purchased. You can also go to assets and see, the coins that I currently hold in the spot section of my Blofin account. Now, granted, like I said earlier, I've only had this account for a few weeks. These are a few of the coins that I've been buying on this exchange during this most recent dip. I even put a video out recently about my top 5 coins that I was buying right now, or at least close to right now, and I'm putting out another video shortly with another 5 coins. So these are just some of the coins that I've made a purchase with so far. I have some other ones I'm looking at. There'll be videos to come about that, but I digress. So if we scroll up here to the top left where it says BTC USDT, this would be where you could actually search for the coin that you actually want to purchase, to buy or to sell, of course. So if I click here where it says BTC, it gives me a search box that I can then use. Of course, you can also just scroll through here and see all the different coins that they have. But let's just say, for example, that I want to purchase a little bit more of my WIF coin, which is dog with hat. I can type in WIF. That pair is going to come up with /USDT. I'm going to click on that. So now we'll direct our attention over here to the right side of the screen, just above my head here, where it says create order. Now you have market, limit, and trigger. And I'll explain briefly what each of these mean. In fact, there's a question mark here that you can hover over, and whichever one you're clicked on, it will give you the explanation. Now, I don't use the trigger one, but I want to explain real quick what it is. If we hover our mouse over this question mark, it says trigger. Use a trigger order to place a market or limit order when a specific price level is crossed. When a trigger order is triggered, the system will automatically place the order based on your current balance. Trigger orders do not freeze assets when placed. Now, it's a little bit confusing, but we're not going to cover it any more than just reading that part. It's not how I would suggest making your orders. I would use either market or limit, and 99% of the time I use limit. Now, what market is, we'll click on and let you read that real quick, or I will read that for you. It says buy and sell immediately at the current market price. Final filled amount and price depend on the market availability. What that basically means is whatever the current price is at, which obviously fluctuates based on buy and sell orders, which right now, for example, it says $1.7034, then it changed to 56. If I place an order for WIF right now, it's going to use whatever the current price is to fill the order. Now, if it can't fill it all at that exact price, it's going to fill it at, whatever price comes up next. So you might actually see if you bought $1,000 worth of WIF that, a couple $100 might have filled at this price, another couple $100 at this price. They're all going to be close together, or at least should be, depending on liquidity at the time, which on, coins like these that are larger cap, it should, fill pretty close to the price that it was at the time. But again, you don't have any exact control over that. It will fill the order quicker, but where you have no control over it, you might get an array of prices. And at the end of the day, you also pay a little bit more of a fee for that. They call it the maker fee. Now, I like to place my orders using limit. I would suggest you do as well. Now, there's a couple things I like about limit, which is why I use it 99% of the time. And that is, number one, you get to choose your own price. So, of course, if you're just wanting to create a buy order and kind of wait to see if price comes down to a level that you were eyeing to buy it at, you can do that, and I'll show you how. And then number two, if you do want to purchase it right then, but you want to pay a little bit less of a fee, you'll place actually what's called a taker fee rather than a maker fee. Well, in that case, you can actually just pick an order out of the order book really close to the current price, maybe just a little bit above, and most likely it will fill your order. Now, of course, if it doesn't fill at all, you can place another order for the remaining amount, do the same thing, and I'll show you both scenarios kind of how that actually works. We'll create an order based on a lower price that we kind of hope that WIF comes down to, and then I'll quickly show you how to place an order using limit still, but being able to get it to fill right away. So the first thing we want to do, obviously, is have limit clicked, and then down here where it says price, we're going to put in the exact price that we would like to purchase WIF at. So let's just say we've done some TA. We can look here back over here on this little chart they have here, and we've decided that if it dips back down here to these wicks at about $1.56, we'd like to, place an order. So I'm going to type in $1.56. I don't recommend necessarily using even numbers. You're more likely to get your order filled if you put something just above a level. So in this case, let's just put like $1.5621, right? Then it asks for the amount of WIF. Right now, if WIF's changing, trading at $1.56, maybe we can decide we want to purchase 10 WIF, which would be like $15 worth, right? Or $16 or so worth of WIF. And then at that point, in fact, it even tells you down here, based on the amount of WIF you put in, what the total would be. Another way to do it, and the easier way to actually do it, is to go ahead and type in the amount of money you want to spend on WIF. So let's just say you wanted to buy $50 worth of WIF. At this price, it's saying that you would actually get 32 total WIF, or dog with hat. And then down here, I can click where it says buy WIF. Now it's going to, of course, pull up this thing in the center of your screen, which I will zoom in on for the sake of the video so you can see it better. And it says the order confirmation WIF. This is a buy order. The price is $1.5621. The amount is 32 WIF. And of course I can either cancel that order or I can go ahead and confirm it. I'm of course going to go ahead and hit confirm, and once I do that, I can go over here to the bottom left that we talked about earlier where it says open orders. It previously said 0. Now it says 1 because I have an open order, and then under there I can actually see that open order. It says the underlying asset is WIF. It even gives you the time you place the order, shows whether it's a buy or sell. And of course, it's not filled right now because I put it at a lower price that I would have to hope that WIF goes down to. And then it says over here, the status, whether it's new or a little bit older order. And of course, once that fills, or if it were to fill, then it would switch it over to order history and I'd be able to see it there, as well as it would add it to, of course, my assets. Now, of course, that was only for demonstration purposes. I don't actually feel like purchasing WIF at that price right at this moment. So I can go ahead and go over here where it says cancel all. That would be if I had multiple orders in here and I wanted to cancel them all. Or where in this case, I just have one, I can just click cancel, and now it has canceled that order. And now we'll head back over here and quickly show you how to place a limit order, but if you wanted to place it right now. So what I'm going to actually do this time is, instead of putting in an exact price here, I'm going to look at the current price right here, which is fluctuating around $1.72. And I'm going to go about 3 or 4 above it, and I'm going to click like $1.7210, for example. I'm going to click somewhere in the sell order book. The reason I'm not clicking the buy order book is it's less likely to get filled right away, right? I want to click something above where price is, which means I'm willing to pay a little bit more than what the current price is. Usually it's just going to be by a matter of cents, right? So I'm going to click that, then I'm going to go down here to where it says the amount of WIF or total. We're going to go ahead and put total. Again, you can put in whatever amount you want. I'm going to see if it'll let me buy just like $5 worth of WIF. I'm not sure if they have a limit on this website. I've never bought that low, so we'll see if an error pops up. If it does, great. Be good for, demonstration purposes. If it doesn't, I guess we'll find out how low you can actually purchase. So I'm going to put $5 there. Again, I'm going to go ahead and click an order over here, about 3 or 4 up in the sell order area, which is the red area. And then I'm going to go ahead and click buy WIF. It says order confirmation. Again, that same screen. I'm going to hit confirm. And it let me buy $5 worth of WIF. Awesome. So now if we go down here to the bottom left, this time it doesn't show an open order. Now, if it hadn't filled yet, it would still be there under open order. You could decide to cancel it, try again, or maybe just wait and see if it fills, within a certain amount of time. But this one did fill, so I can actually click on order history now, and I can see that order for WIF here now. It was a buy order, again, $1.7222. I bought 2.9 WIF. And of course, because it's here, it means the order filled, and I now have that 2.9 WIF, which I can go over to my assets and see what the total amount of WIF that I have is, which right now, at the time of making this video on the Blofin exchange, I have 45.7841 dog with hat. So basically that's all I'm going to cover in today's video as far as the spot section is concerned. That's basically everything you need to know anyway. So we can scroll up here to the top, and the next thing that we're going to do is to the right of spot, we're going to click where it says futures. Now you have futures under there, and you also have trading bots. I'm not going to talk about trading bots in today's video. It's not even something I've dived into yet, so I don't know anything about it anyway to talk about it. So what we're going to click on here is futures. We're going to go ahead and load up that part of their website. And now we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about the futures trading section of the Blofin website. Now I do want to quickly mention as a disclaimer, or just a word of good advice, if you're brand new to crypto or trading in general, I would just go ahead and stay away from futures or leverage trading, as it's a good way to get wrecked. Obviously, if you don't know what you're doing and you're trading with leverage, you have a chance you'll get in a little bit over your head. I can definitely say, even from experience back when I was new, it seemed like it was too good to be true. I started trading right at the right time, I guess, made a bunch of money quick and lost a bunch of money quick. Now, of course, since then I've gotten a little bit better at, futures trading. I do actually do it from time to time, but still most of the money that I've made in crypto has always just been spot trading, which is just swing trading for me, buying a coin, at what I think are good value areas or lows, and then selling them, a few months later, sometimes even 5 or 6 months later or a year later, trader at what I think is a good level for profits. But for better or worse, if you came here to learn how to trade futures on the Blofin website, then that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna show you how to do that. So up here on the top left, just like the spot area, it has the coin that you're trying to trade. Right now, by default, Bitcoin's up. Let's just say we want to trade something like Pepe. So we'll type in PEPE, another one of those famous meme coins from this bull run. We'll go ahead and click on that. So now, of course, it's going to pull up Pepe's chart. Just like the other area, you have what positions you currently have open. You have open orders if you have any, your order history, any assets that you're currently trading, or that you own, sorry, and then trading bots. Now, we're not going to go over the trading bots in this video, so we're going to go ahead and just focus on positions and open orders, which will pop up once we place an order. So now we can direct our attention over here to the right, where it says create an order. Now I want to quickly go over the different types of orders. There's a couple ones you can place. You have what's called isolated. If we click that, we also have what's called a cross. So I'll go ahead and just read these briefly so you can understand the difference. It says cross, all cross positions under the same margin asset share the same asset cross margin balance. In the event of liquidations, your asset's full margin balance along with any remaining open positions under the asset may be forfeited. I'll explain what that is, in better words in just a minute. Isolated, manage your risk on individual positions by restricting the amount of margin allocated to each. If the margin ratio of a position reach 100%, the position will be liquidated. Margin can be added or removed to positions using this mode. So really the dumbed down way, I guess, of explaining the difference between the two is cross will actually use your entire portfolio if it can to prevent liquidation, which just means, the position closes and you lose your money on it. And the way that it does that is, of course, you're trading, in this case, Pepe with Tether, so USDT. Let's just say you have $200 in that position. Maybe you have another coin you're trading with another $200, so $400 total. And then let's also just pretend that you have like 1,000 USDT sitting in your account that you're not using for a trade. Well, if your positions are getting close to liquidation, then what the exchange will do, Blofin in this case, is it will take some of the money out of your 1,000 you have and go ahead and buy more of the coins if needed to stop you from being liquidated. So of course, in some ways that could be nice, especially if you had just a ton of money in your account and you weren't really worried about it all being wiped. But it puts you at a lot higher risk because now if the market, suffers a total collapse and everything starts dropping, which has happened on several occasions in crypto, well now it might just keep buying those different things as they're dropping like a rock, and all of a sudden your entire portfolio on that exchange is liquidated and or gone. So that being said, I don't use cross. I don't recommend you do either. However, you can do your own research on the side and decide if maybe that is better for you and your trading style. So we're going to focus on isolated. I'm going to click confirmed. Over here to the right of that is where you actually pick the amount of leverage that you're using. Now, I don't personally recommend using anything more than like a 3 to 5x leverage, but let me quickly explain what the leverage actually means. So in this case, we're on 3x, which just means that whatever amount of money that we're trading with, so let's just say it's $50, we're actually trading with 3 times that as far as the trade's concerned. So 50 times 3 is $150. So you'd be risking $50, but you'd be putting in $150, meaning that the exchange covers the other 100 for the trade. Now, what that also means, because it's 3x, is the percents up or down are magnified by 3x, meaning that if the asset goes up 1%, that would actually be 3% for your trade. And if it goes down 1%, that would actually be, minus 3% for your trade. So real quick, for demonstration purposes and because the math will be a little easier, we're going to click this 3x and we're going to change it to 5. Now, when I click that, it brought up this pop-up that says adjust leverage. I'm going to change this 3 to a 5. Go ahead and click confirm. So now for every percent up or down that the coin moves, in this case Pepe, then you have to times that by 5 as far as my trade is concerned, which would mean 5%. 1% equals 5%. Easy example would be I put $50 into the trade, Pepe goes up 20%. Well, 20% times 5 is 100%, meaning that my $50 would be double because 100% is doubling the amount you put in. So if I were to trade Pepe with $50 on 5x leverage and the coin went up 20%, then I would double my money. My $50 would become $100, minus the fee that they actually charge, which also depends on how long you leave the position open. All right, so we want to obviously give you a live example here real quick for the video. So I'm going to actually click over here to the 5-minute time frame, just kind of see what Pepe is doing on lower time frames. This is not a TA video, but I still kind of explain what I'm seeing here. It looks like it topped out here at around these bunch of zeros, 9.5 we'll call it, and then most recently it's trying to put in a lower high. It kind of looks like it's tired, basically is what I'm getting at. You can see here that at one point you kind of had this little support trend line that was holding up where it had bounced on a few different occasions. 1, 2, 3. Well, now it's below that. Could it go back up and retest that as resistance? Of course it could, but if I had to pick something in the short-term time frame to hopefully not lose very much money or maybe even gain a little bit, I would probably lean towards shorting the coin. That being said, we're gonna go back over here to the right where it says create order. Make sure we have a limit clicked. Again, I use limit, not market. If you want to know the difference between these two, scroll back to the spot section where I was going over that. But just know I use limit, and then what we're going to do is click about 4 or 5 orders down. Because we're shorting, we're going to use the buy order book to make sure it gets filled right away, or at least hopefully right away. So we're going to click a price about 4 down, and then I'm going to scroll over. I'm looking at this cost here. Now, unlike the spot section, it's not going to let me open a futures trade for a super small amount. I'm not entirely sure what the amount will be, but it's going to be something around $20, I believe, will be the minimum that I can use. So again, I'm going to click an order here, and then I'm going to scroll over until I see something pop up there by cost. And it looks like at 21%, it popped up 1853. Now I can go ahead and click sell, so I'll click sell. It'll have me confirm that actual order, so I'll hit click confirm. And then now over here under positions on the bottom left, it will say my position, which is currently Pepe, 5x sell, which is basically a short as they call it. It says it's isolated. Here's my P&L, which stands for profit and loss. Right now I'm minus 0.05%. This is my estimated liquidation price, which just means if I don't add anything to this position at any other price, if Pepe goes to 0.00040 and 11.058, I will be liquidated. Liquidated is just a fancy word for you lost all of your money. No, actually, I didn't explain earlier why I do isolated. I probably should have, but the reason I do isolated is because it's going to only risk what's in that one position, meaning that in this case, I had $18 and some odd amount of change in this position. If Pepe drops to that estimated liquidation price, that's all the more I can lose, is that $18, and 50 cents or whatever it was. Now, I could literally have 5 positions open, but if they're all isolated, they're all acting independently of each other, meaning that just because one liquidates doesn't mean all the rest lose their money, right? Not unless they each individually hit their liquidation prices, and then at that point, they each lose whatever money I had in those individual trades. So anyway, hopefully that does make sense. Now, I didn't actually plan on, of course, trading this coin at the moment. I just need to give you a demonstration for the video. I didn't do any in-depth TA that would warrant making a trade right now, even though it's only $18. Still, I don't want to lose it. So what I'm actually going to do is go ahead and close this order, which is another thing to show you how to do. To do that, it's pretty simple. I can just scroll over here to the right where it says market close, click close all, and it will have me confirm that by closing the position. Now, before we do that, I want to quickly show 2 other things that you'll use on most of your trades that you're not closing right away, of course, and that's going to be take profit and a stop loss. Now, both of those, of course, are over here to the right. Hopefully you can see them. My face isn't in the way, but it says TP/SL with a little plus sign, TP standing for take profit, SL for stop loss. If we click the plus, this pop-up will come up where we can put in what we want our take profit level to be and what we want our stop loss to be. Now, of course, we're only giving examples in this video. We're not going to go over how you would come up with this. That would be another video for another time. Some TA would be involved. But let's just say we want to put in that if the price drops, because we're doing a short, to 5 zeros and something like 90 even, it shows here that I would make an estimated profit of $2.81. Then the reverse of that, a stop loss, meaning that an area that if the price goes up to, in this case, since I'm shorting, I would want to close out, to avoid liquidation. It says my estimated liquidation price up here is 4 zeros and 11.058. Let's just say that I would want it to close actually if it went even as high as 95. Then it tells me my estimated loss would be $2.19. So again, I have a take profit level set that would make me $2.81 if that gets hit. It would close my entire position. And then of course I have a stop loss set that if it hits that, I would lose $2.19, but it would also close my entire position. I'm going to go ahead and click confirm. Now, of course, at any time I can come back over here where it says details. I can click on that and see or adjust my current profit, take profit level and my stop loss level. Now, let's just say I actually wanted to cancel that. First, I'm going to cancel this. I'm going to come over here to where it says close all, like I said before, which basically just means it's going to bypass my profit level and my stop loss, which is what I want to do to go ahead and get this position closed. Luckily, I'm over here at 74% profit, so we did choose the right direction in the short term for this video. I'm going to click close all, and then I'm going to click right here where it says close all. it's going to go ahead and close that position. I can then come over here to order history, and then I can look down here and it actually shows that I had the isolated 5x position. It says it closed out with a buy because it was a short. Of course, a buy order is what closed it out. It'd be the reverse of that. If you were longing, you would actually see sell here underneath side. But anyway, it bought it. It shows that my average price to fill that buy order was 000, so 5 zeros, 92.08. It shows that my P&L, which is profit and loss, was plus 73 cents, or just under 4%. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to the end of the video. Over the next week or so, I'll put out some more deep dive, in-depth, advanced videos, both on the futures trading on Blofin, as well as the spot trading. On your way out, do me a favor, remember to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. If you want to watch more of my trading videos, there should be a playlist popping up, as well as one for my price projection videos. And as always, remember to invest in yourself.